I just want to take some pictures.
Relax. I just want to take some pictures.
No, take it.
So adorable you look.
Oh.
So adorable.
I can see myself.
I'm like Mary Jane kiss, Spider-Man kiss right now.
Shazam! Pizza time.
Get up. Oh, it's not centered. There we go.
Oh.
I figured it out. Speed.
Thunder always comes after lightning.
I don't remember
It's awful, but I feel like I'm doing the better on this than on that machine. Because that machine, I'm just like...
Yeah, I don't like the machine. I don't feel it. Oh, that's gonna make my uterus explode. I might have to go pee first. Can't do it. It like, I gotta go pee, just wait. It's super awkward.
Many unbearable hours later.
Okay, I figured it out. I gotta push the bar. I'll leave it there though, or next week. All right, it is finally here, the first SBD day of the block. Looking forward to it. It's nothing too crazy weight-wise, but it's just nice to feel back on program. Because I had like 2 pivot weeks after nationals, which surprisingly, I think after this week, nationals has already been a month. Well, it's been done for a month, which is crazy to think about because it felt like nationals took forever to come, and now that it's gone, it's left really fast. So I'm still waiting for the meet recap too. So I haven't even posted that yet, but honestly, not that worried because I felt like I ended up missing my 3rd squat, and like that's like, if I made that squat, I would have been happy with the performance. Because the goal going in was hopefully to take 3rd as a 105 junior. Slipped off the podium. I was chasing, it was 2.5 kilos behind the guy the whole time. And then it came down to poles, which I don't like leaving the meet up to being my last pole. So I ended up missing my 3rd, which like embarrassingly enough was only 2.5 kilos more than my 2nd. I hit 275 on my 2nd. Fastest it's ever moved. And then for my 3rd went 277.5 and missed, and I locked out in the front, couldn't pull back, and I missed on balance or whatever. So no, I guess obviously execution wasn't there, but first nationals, taking 4th is still pretty sweet. And actually at the time I forgot that like a year ago I made my goal to get top 5 at nationals. So the fact that I accomplished that goal, technically I hit the goal I set out, but obviously as I realized like what numbers I was hitting, what numbers other guys were hitting, I realized just like how close I could be to actually podiuming. So yeah, overall like Nats was fun, but on to the next. So this will be my last year as a junior. Age out after January. So the goal is by January to, my goal right now is to hit the junior 105 national bench record, which is pretty big, but it's something to shoot for. It's 205 kilo. My current best bench is 190, and I'm doing provs, which is June 9th to 11th, but I'm doing bench only there. And the goal is if I could bench 200 or like 197.5 there, it would set me up to hit hopefully 205.5 come Westerns, which is in August, and that'll be my last chance to break the record. It has to be a provincial or higher level meet. So that's the last provincial or higher meet in there this year. So yeah, that's the goal there. And Westerns I'll be doing full power because I think the goal is to hopefully hit like in the realm of like 780 and a half. I think is like if I were to shoot for a specific total, that's what I'd like to hit, because my goal at the beginning of this year was my first meet as an open. I want to total like at least 800, and if I hit 780 at Westerns, which I'll still be a junior for, it sets me up really nice down the road to hit that 800 plus total. So goal would be to go 275, 250.5, or sorry, 205.5, and then deadlifts, I mean, hopefully 300. Deadlift has been my problem child for my entire lifting career. But I mean, hopefully with conventional, like I said, either A, I just end up switching to it because it's going to be stronger, or B, it makes my sumo stronger, and then I can get to that point. Because if my deadlift was stronger, I would be definitely more competitive. My bench being my best lift is what kind of keeps me in the game. Like, funny enough, I ended up missing 265 at Nats. I just didn't push.
Okay.
I don't know, went down, just forgot to come back up. Big blank on my part. But like, I squatted 255 as my second and it flew. But I squatted 255, but like there's like 4 other junior 105s that were already squatting in the 600s. But then I believe my bench was bigger. It was like 10 kilos over the next guy or something like that. And then the guy that was in that I was running against for third, he benched 140, so my bench like kept me in. So and then I pulled 275, which isn't like a bad pull by any means. It's just at that level and the level I'm trying to be at, it's not doesn't cut it. So need to get that up. But yeah, that brings us to this block where nothing too crazy weight wise. Like since I made a ton of progress on my squat and my deadlift and my bench from Westerns to Nationals this year, there's a lot of low hanging fruit in the sense of there's a lot of PRs, like volume PRs that I can capitalize on. So I think by the end of this block, the goal was to hit somewhere between 245 to 250 for a triple, which would be huge. And then bench, obviously, like come what, we're like 11 weeks away, 11 and like a couple days from provs, bench only. So again, goal is to hit like 197.5 to 200, and like, you know, data shows that every bench cycle that I do, I pretty much add around 7.5 kilos, so it's pretty reasonable. And then I'll have 9 weeks after that to then put up 5.5 kilos ish more by Westerns. So, and then conventional deadlifts will be, again, fun, something I haven't done. So there's literally anything I touch this entire block conventional will probably be some kind of PR. So also exciting because I'm kind of expecting it to progress pretty quick. So my best conventional pull is 250 right now. So hoping that I can take that for a triple, or like 245 for a triple by the end of the block. Again, like not massive numbers, but I think that evidence would be enough to basically show that, okay, like my conventional could either be my new stance, or it would obviously help my sumo if we switch back to it. So yeah, and oh yeah, I wanted to show this. So I buy my gym bags all from Amazon, and they always turn to shit. So as you can see, just this massive tear. This happened literally like 2 weeks after I got it, so like shit was just falling out. But then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna spend some actual money and get a nice bag. So now we have this sexy guy. Backpack is from built by athletes, built for athletes, something like that. Essentially the exact same like storage stuff, but like obviously quality's better, and I went for a little bit of a pop of color. So I got like, right here. So I got like my chalk bag in here. This top one's got like pills and like caffeine pills and Advil or whatever it may be. Like wrist straps, headphones, bench mats, anything that straps there. And then I got all my deadlift slippers in the second pouch. So yeah, no, I'm excited for that, because Again, every bag I've had has either ripped or just been like super shit quality. So yeah, that's the kind of goals for now till Westerns. Kind of just want to make the most out of this last year. Like, I'm not gonna do Nats because it's in PEI, and being from Alberta, that's a pretty far travel time. So I'll be in open by that time anyway. And 5 to 6 months later is when there's another Nats. It's the way they planned it is interesting, but there's gonna be another Nats. So, and that's in Regina. So I'll just wait and do that one. But yeah, no, that's the plan. So yeah, today triple. I think at 227.5 on squat. It's supposed to be triples at like this first week is supposed to be 6 to 7. So we'll see. Pretty cool to start at 500 already for a triple, like first week of the block, which hopefully means that we can push it pretty good. Bench is like a single at 165, so nothing that cool, but taking a break from bench and doing the pivots and the week off after nationals and all that stuff, and not doing what makes my bench grow until, you know, this block. Weights feel a little heavy in the hands. They move fast, but unracking them, they feel pretty heavy. So be a nice way to ramp up into it. So I think by the end of the block, I'm only hitting 180 kilo for a single. So goal is by then to at least, you know, have bench dialed back in. And yeah, I work now, so I'll be training at 6. A bunch of other people got SBD days too, so should be a pretty fun day. All right, so that wraps up week 1 back on the block. Overall, really good first SBD session. Pretty sweet starting off in the 500s. You know, squats kind of felt weird today because timeline wise, I took a week off after nationals, and then I had a 2-week pivot, and then I had high bar 10s on 1 squat day a week instead of 2. So I haven't touched the low bar squats in like a month. It's been a month, I guess, since that, or just under. So now that having them again, and since I have high bar on Monday, I really only get 1 low bar or comp squat touch a week. But considering that the 227.5 didn't feel heavy in my back, it just felt weird in the sense of like just finding that positioning again, because it's just ever so slightly different than my high bar. My squat and flats also high bar, and it's very similar, but that slight bit of hinge felt a little odd. So it's funny because each rep felt better and better. So each rep out of the triple, like my first rep, my hips kind of shot back. Second rep, slightly hip shot back, but it was like finding that depth. And then the third one felt pretty good. But still pretty cool that starting off with like 500, and I would say that was about, you know, a 6 to a 7. Like, it didn't feel heavy. Bench was pretty sweet too, because even though it was only 165, basically like the goal was to detrain my bench so that we can push it again, and to Prov's bench only. So the fact that this was the first week or the first bench session since like before Nats, that the bar doesn't feel heavy in my hands. The weight would move fine, but the bar just feel physically heavy in my hands. So very happy with how that single and all the back downs moved. And then yeah, I think I'm pretty much going to be switching to conventional, because after today it was supposed to be an RP 6 to 7 triple, and my coach had it written in as 205, but I've done 200 for 10 conventional during my pivots, so I knew damn well it wasn't going to be 205. So what did I do? I think I took last one but 170, and then from there jumped to 220, and yeah, it moved like 6.5. Like my first rep I was kind of like grinning after, because it moved well, but yeah, I think all very hopeful signs that the coming weeks will only get better from there. So yeah, I think that was a 6. I think technically my training total this week was like 607.5 or something, at like RP 6 to 7. So especially bench, like I know bench I could rep out 165 for more. I can't remember my rep maxes, but I think it's like 7 with it. So but yeah, no, it's very hopeful leading forward. And I guess I'm a coach, if I can triple 250 at the end of the block, that would match my all-time best conventional pull, which I just hit a week ago, and then that would then put me somewhere hopefully around like the 270 range, and my current sumo PR being 275. I think that would be enough of a reason to pretty much just switch to conventional and go from there. So, but yeah, excited for next week, and yeah, so we'll see.